We're with Julie Jordan, a junior on the Eastern Connecticut women's basketball team. Eastern off to a great start this year, 6-2. Julie, you guys were 3-5 last year after 8 games. What were some of the differences between this year's team being so successful and last year really struggling out of the gate?
I think the main difference is our coach is back. We didn't have her last year.
At least for the first half of the year.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. She came back in January last year, but it was like we got off to a rocky start last year without her. But our assistant coaches did well stepping up, but it just wasn't the same. Like, we kind of needed her. She's a great coach. She's been here for 25 years. So it was just different last year, but having her back is huge, and we're 6-2. We're where we want to be.
Well, so your freshman year, the team won 20 games, got to the conference finals.
Yep.
And so you coming into your sophomore year, you had to think, all right, let's build on that 20-win season. That's within reach. Did you guys anticipate at all that you guys were going to struggle for the most part last year?
Personally, I didn't think so. I don't know if anyone else did, but we had huge losses. We lost Alexis Foster. We lost Jordan Nappy. We lost Julia DuPois.
Yeah.
We still had solid players. We had Maya Villard, who won Rookie of the Year her freshman year. We had Kelsey Santagata, Lizzie Curtella. Everyone was coming back full force. We knew where we wanted to be, but it just didn't happen the way we wanted it to go.
And probably Lizzie getting hurt is probably the worst injury of anyone getting hurt.
Right.
Because she was sort of a rock. She played quite a bit her first year, and then she went down, and then sort of like there goes your depth.
I think she was averaging like 18 going into that tournament we played down in Florida sophomore year.
Yeah.
So that was a huge loss. Like, we did not need that, and it happened. So it just went kind of downhill from there.
It was just a bad year for that injury to happen.
Yeah.
Your freshman year, you played very, very little. You played about 36 minutes. Now, last year you step in and you're averaging over 30 minutes a game last year. You go from not playing to being one of the real solid players. What happened your freshman year? Did working hard against a lot of those girls like you talked about, like Jordan Nappy, did that make you a better player, or were you already there and just needed the chance?
I think it was a little bit of both. I wasn't really adjusted to the college game yet. It's so much different than high school. So playing against Jordan Nappy, playing against Julia DuPois every day was just making me stronger. And I think it really clicked for me freshman year during winter intersession.
Yeah.
It's a whole month of straight practices and then some games here and there. And that's when I think tables turned and everything started clicking for me. But then January and February and March come around and it's tournament play, and I didn't really have any chances being behind Jordan and everyone. But then I just kept working, and sophomore year came around and I was starting and just playing 30 minutes a game.
Did you have an idea? I think when you had your exit interview at the end of your freshman year, what did the coach tell you about what would happen your sophomore year?
Well, she was very impressed towards the end of the year. She even mentioned a couple of games, maybe I'll throw Julie in to see what she's got. And she did, and I didn't really play well. I guess I was a little bit nervous. But besides that, she was like, I love everything about your game. You're a very good player. You have so much heart and all that stuff. And she just gave me the confidence booster I needed. To hear it from coach is the real deal. So she definitely helped a lot. So she just told me to keep working, and I'll get on the court eventually, and I did.
You're always one of the hardest working players on the court. You made the all-defensive team for the conference last year. Talk about defense from your standpoint, how important defense is.
That's the biggest thing of my game, I think. I don't really look for myself to be scoring. I kind of have other people do that, but when I can score, I will. But defense is, if someone mentions Julie Jordan, it's going to be oh, she's great on defense, that kind of thing. I like to guard the best player on the team or the highest scoring guard or whatever. And for me, it's like, all right, we need to get a stop on defense. And I need to shut this girl down and we're going to get the win. Like, that's how I look at it.
So when the coach does their pregame thing, is it pretty much understood that you will play the other team's best guard or
Yeah,
highest scoring guard?
Highest scoring guard normally, yeah. And then I take it into my own hands and I do what I gotta do. We just listen to the scout and I focus in on what I have to do to shut this player down, whether she's a three-point shooter or she drives or does both. Like, I just focus in to what coach tells me, and I try to do it to get the win.
Well, we said you played over 30 minutes a game last year. You started out good this year,
Yep.
but you did have a concussion. Talk a little bit about how that happened and what it took to get through that whole concussion situation.
So it was during a tournament, the tip-off tournament at Trinity College. It was the second game. It was on a Saturday. It was 7 minutes in. I was guarding their best guard, and there was like a loose ball, and I went for it, and I kind of dribbled out of it, but Peace from Trinity was right there on me, and she actually tipped the ball away from me, and then it was like a loose ball again. So we were both on the floor for a jump ball, or that's what I was trying to do. And I was kind of on top of her, and she like swung me, and I went like head first into the ground. And I kind of like couldn't really see. I kind of blacked out a little bit. And I was calling for Julie, the trainer, to come on the court. I needed to get off. And then my mom luckily was there, and she calmed me down. And it was just like a process after that.
And then you had to go through you missed a couple of games. You had to go through a whole treatment to get yourself back. But do you feel, when you came back to the lineup, did you feel 100% by that point?
Yeah, I went through the whole concussion process with the trainers. It starts with like the bike, and then we're going into non-contact practice. It's like a whole week span. And I was hoping to get back for that Sunday game against Williams home, but unfortunately, it was like Thanksgiving break, so we had a day off for Thanksgiving, so I wasn't able to get that one day in for the concussion process. So I was already like a day behind, so that would make me come back Monday, the day after the game. So I was like frustrated with that, but and missing 2 games, it was like unfortunate. I didn't enjoy being on the bench. I wanted to be out there playing with my team.
It's hard to believe, though, that would be your first concussion because of the way you play in terms of with your vertical leap and how your body is always on the floor. It's hard to believe that that's the first time you actually had a concussion.
Yeah, I had a scare back in high school. I think I got elbowed in the head, but I went through the process and got cleared, so it's the first time I actually have suffered a concussion.
You ever get a little bit scared because your vertical leap is what? How high?
It's like 19, 20 inches, I believe.
That's how someone who's 5'3" can average 7 rebounds a game.
Yep.
Right? I mean, when you're up that high, anything can happen. You can
Yeah.
run into a defender or whatever, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Someone can take out your legs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. A lot can happen.
But even though it was your first concussion, I'm sure you walk away from games with a lot of bumps and bruises because
Yeah.
you're always on the floor.
I'm sore.
Right, you
after
sore,
all
yeah.
The games, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Did you? I want to ask you. You played soccer and track and ran track in high school. Did you do the high jump in track?
I didn't do high jump, but I did
No.
long jump. I was very good at long jump.
Were you?
Yeah. I had a jump of 16.8 one time.
That's pretty
I
darn
won
good.
ECCs for long jump my senior year.
Did you really?
I went to states for long jump.
You didn't try the high jump
Sophomore.
though?
No, I tried like once, but I didn't think I was ever going to be good at it, so I kind of gave that up and stuck with long jump.
Did you ever consider playing soccer or outdoor track here?
Actually, yeah, I would have loved to play soccer, especially track. Not so much. I don't really know why. Junior and senior year in high school was like, I didn't enjoy track as much as I used to, but soccer I've always loved it. That was my first sport. I played since I was like 4. I would love to have played here, but I feel like now I would be going into my senior year, so it's kind of like almost pointless now. But honestly, I have thought about doing track this year, outdoor.
It's too cold. You're used to playing indoors.
I know.
The indoor sport.
Yep.
When you came out of high school, you said you were recruited by Coach Beerley. Did you think about at all playing soccer in college instead of basketball, or no? Was basketball your first love?
Definitely basketball by far. Like that's always been my passion is basketball. But I almost went to college for track, but I
Really?
thought, yeah, no, thank you. I do not want to be doing track for 4 more years.
It wasn't a great experience. Huh?
No, I just enjoy basketball way more.
Were you recruited for track?
Yeah, a couple
Really?
different places. I couldn't even tell you now, but yeah, definitely track.
Well, let's talk a little bit more, and we'll wrap it up. But talk a little bit more about this year's season, 6-2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've got a stretch coming up. You've played 8 out of your first 10 games. After the Christmas tournament at Salem, you all have played 8 of your first 10 games away. But then you come back in the month of January and you play 7 out of 10. Just talk about a little bit, and we didn't talk about this too much, Jewel, but talk about a little bit about the makeup of this year's team and how much fun it is to be playing this year with a 6-2 record going into the break.
Yeah, January is the biggest month. It's going to be how we're going to be for the rest of the year. Like, we play half our season in January, so like this is literally the make it or break it. We have 8 incoming freshmen or already here or whatever.
Got a freshman this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of them very, very good. We have Julie Keckler, who starts as the point guard. She's very fun to play with. Jenna Sarantino, Anna Berry, Ayana Ward. We have a lot of newcomers, and they're already they know what they're doing already. Like, we've played 8 games, and they're better than ever. Like, I couldn't ask for a better set of freshman kids.
You wouldn't even know they're freshmen watching
I know.
them play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they know what they're doing. Everything clicks with them fast. They're very smart.
And especially with Julie coming in, basically handling the ball as a freshman as
Yeah.
much as she does.
Yeah, she plays a lot of minutes.
What's been the key to this year's team? Is it depth, maybe as compared to last year?
Yeah,
a lot
we
more
didn't-
depth?
Yeah, we didn't have many people off the bench last year. This year we have a lot of depth, yeah. I would say that's probably the key to our team. We have a lot of solid players. Like, the 5 out there, they all can score, they all can rebound. Everyone is out there playing is solid. You know you're going to get a good game out of them. And they're going to try their hardest, they're going to hustle. Everyone's on the same page this year, I would say.
I think versatility is a big part of your guys' game.
Yeah.
I mean, look at it this way. You're 5'3" or 5'4", and you're second on the team in rebounding.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got someone like Kelsey Santagata, who's 5'10". You average more rebounds than her, but she averages more assists.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a great
She's
passer.
a great passer.
So you got people
Great
that can
passer.
do different things.
Yeah, absolutely. We all bring different things to the
Yeah.
court. It's good, honestly.
You guys were ranked 4th. You guys were picked for 4th in the Little East Conference preseason poll. You come out earlier this semester and you beat UMass Boston, which was last year's champion. You beat them by 5 points. Was that sort of a statement game for you guys? Like, we're going to be a contender this year?
Yeah, I think we knew from day one, we're going to be good this year. And then the rankings come out and we're 4th. We expected that because of our season last year. And we have the same players, so but UMass Boston being the ones to have won last year, I think we went into that game all right, this is it. If we're gonna be good this year, we're gonna give them a challenge. And we went out there and did what we had to do. We listened to Coach's game plan, her 3 bullets, and we just got our stuff done.
Did you guys see yourself as 4-0 in the conference after 4 games? I'm sure you thought it was possible.
I think anything's possible with this team. We're good. We're good. 4-0. I think we have more potential than everyone else thinks, and we could honestly sweep this LEC. I don't see why not.
Why not?
Yeah.
Dartmouth will be a big game.
Dartmouth
Down
and
there.
Boston, those are
Yeah.
the teams to beat, and we already beat one of them. We're gonna be good this year.
You set the tone.
Yep.
So Eastern Connecticut back in action after about a 3-week layoff. They'll be at the Salem State Christmas Tournament Saturday, December 29th. They'll be taking on the home team, Salem State. And after that, on Sunday, they'll be playing Endicott College as the second game of that Salem State Christmas Tournament. Jewel, thanks for being with me. Good luck this year.
Thank you.